Hey, what's up? This is Jeremy, founder of QuickMail.io.
Hey, and this is Jack, Chief Lead Generation Officer at salesbread.com. Jeremy, we're talking deliverability today.
Yeah. Sorry, you're missing all the jokes off records. But hey, we're going to try to pack a few jokes here. We're going to talk about deliverability. Did you say that? Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. But this is going to be the condensed version. This is the cast for you if you're feeling overwhelmed with all the deliverability advice. This is going to boil it down to Jeremy and I's top 5 deliverability tips. I'm not going to say you're going to get 10 tips because we may have some overlap.
Very likely.
Very likely. But that just will reinforce how important the ones that are overlapped will be, the rules for deliverability.
Do us a favor, if someone is asking you about like, hey, they want to start cold email or they're not quite sure about deliverability, whatever, just send them the episode. They're going to get like the best tips and there you go. Should be good.
And it won't be overwhelming. But just before we go in, first, a quick word from our sponsor. This just in. Today, most B2B companies lack the time or expertise to turn those cold prospects into warm, qualified sales leads that book appointments to talk with you. That's right. Thank you, Jeremy, for the visual. At salesbread.com, we will bring you 1 lead per day using ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages. So what do you do now? Head over to salesbread.com/contact, get in touch, talk strategy. We'll share some notes. We'll work together. We'll bring you some leads. It'll be fun. That's it.
Boom. And if you want to do cold email on automation and you want great deliverability, hey, you're watching this episode. Go ahead and make yourself a favor and try QuickMail. Because it works. I spend all my time trying to put stuff for helping with deliverability and it works. So
it does.
Yeah, that's tip number 1, use QuickMail.
Okay, tip number 2. No, right. This should be good. We're talking to the deliverability king here. Right. Jeremy, with that, can you do us a favor, start things off?
All right. So it's kind of cheating because you said it. So I'm going to use a different one. Okay, first thing first. Super simple thing. You have to set up your SPF and DKIM. I know it's basic. Everyone knows it, but I still find some people adding their inboxes into QuickMail and that is not set. So if you don't know what it is, check it out. SPF and DKIM. It's one thing you need to set up on your domain. If you haven't done that, then do it because otherwise there's absolutely no point in trying. So it's technical, but you have to do it.
Overlap alert. I've got something similar enough where I'll just skip down to it. My recommendation, number 1, is get a 10 out of 10 score on mailtester.com. That's mail-tester.com. And all that's going to do is, like Jeremy said, it'll make sure you've got SPF, DKIM, plus a few other things. It's not exhaustive, but that's sort of the point. It's just basics to get you going, making sure you're not starting off with a disadvantage.
Right. And
that's the technical stuff.
If you got 9.5, don't sweat it. It's fine.
There you go. Okay, cool. So both of us are recommending make sure you have your technical ducks in a row. Moving on.
What's your next point?
My next one, personalize. So I know SalesBread, we like, this is our thing. A lot of the pitches, we send ultra personalized messages. It's not by mistake. It's not because we like the extra work. It's because it helps with deliverability. It also helps with their positive reply rate. But for this conversation, showing the deliverability gods or the inbox spam folders that your messages change is good for deliverability, like see variety. And then on the recipient side, kind of a double bonus, we like to see that the sender has taken time to learn about us. And when you personalize a message, it's a really easy way to build up reciprocity. It helps your response rate, which, how do we say this? Double benefit, triple benefit would be that those higher response rates in turn tell the spam filters that you're a good sender that should be inboxed. Okay. So personalize.
So personalize, that's good. I have a similar point about variable content. So try to vary the content. You can use it with A/B testing, or you can use it with, we got ways to automatically add different version of the same sort of text, but add different variations. So all the email that gets out are not similar. And so it's harder to figure out like, is this person actually sending bulk email message and should I stop it? For the spam filter. So keep variations. Personalization is a great way to do that, but I will encourage you to go probably one more step and then do actual different type of content.
Okay, so going beyond the merge tags and to adding different wildly varied campaigns.
If you don't want problem with deliverability, that's probably a smart move to do. Don't worry too much about the actual one template to use. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got text setup, we got personalize, and we've got variety, right? Next on my list is a big one. I'm sure we overlap. This is volume. So
yeah, I got it.
Woo. Okay, so we'll do this together.
Keep volume down.
My notes, my notes right here. Two things. When you send fewer emails, it's a lot easier to inbox because fewer people have the opportunity to click that flag a spam button. Double benefit here as well. When you send to fewer prospects, you can be more selective who receives your email. So that's like a really nice thing to make sure the right person gets it. But for me, that's why volume's great. Keep it low. Jeremy, keep talking about volume here. I'm curious, what are your notes?
So I basically say, keep the volume down. Don't send more than 100 emails a day. Ideally, you should, if you do it manually. If you don't want problem with deliverability, I would say do it manually. That will naturally prevent you from sending too many emails.
True. It's true.
That's good, especially if you add variations. And if you want to scale because you have something working, you could always use inbox rotation, which obviously QuickMail has, and maybe other tools starting to add it because obviously it works. But it's basically an idea of you rotate the inboxes and you use a different inbox, so each inbox can actually send very low volume. And I think that's the name of the game this year, honestly.
Yeah, love it. Okay, so my next recommendation dovetails with volume pretty closely, and it is reach out to your starving crowd. I could have said find the right person, but I want you to picture the people on your list having this bleeding neck problem that you solve. We're not all having the luxury of being able to build that list. If you can, you're going to have a home run for sure. So it's worth thinking through how to find people that really need what you have to offer. But since volume's low, since you're personalizing, it only makes sense to reach out to people that are very, very likely either in a buying conversation around this, or they don't know about it yet. You have some new technology, but the more people need your thing, the easier you're going to have with deliverability. It's just that simple. Highly recommend it. And this is a conversation that could have been focused around like ROI on cold email or cold outreach, but for deliverability, you want to send to the right folks. It's going to help with everything.
Similar to that, my point is send only to business addresses. Don't send to @gmail.com, @hotmail.com, @yahoo.com, all those sort of free services, and make sure you verify them with a service that makes sure that your email won't bounce before you actually send the email. So you got things like neverbounce.com, for example.
I was going to say neverbounce. I've been liking them. Do you recommend anybody else besides neverbounce? So is Bright Verify still a player?
Not 100% sure. We still integrate with them, but I need to double verify now. No, you're making me curious.
Okay, cool. So I only have one more on my list. And just before I get there, if you're liking this kind of conversation, you would love the course.quickmail.io has an entire module on cold email deliverability amongst copywriting and research and automating and hiring and everything you need to know to essentially build your own cold email agency. It's pretty great. A lot of my competitors are there. Hello to you, and I'm glad this is good. We're sharing here. So check it out, course.quickmail.io. Tell us your feedback. Make our day. All right. With that, my last recommendation is sweeten the deal. So you're sending low volume, you're personalizing, you're sending to people that need what you have. Sweeten the deal means instead of just saying, hey, we made this, do you want to talk for 20 minutes on a demo? What else can you do in order to enter this conversation with some more value? Like I've seen campaigns that will do trial as a gift. Like, hey, like, don't even worry about demoing it. Just tell me X and I'll give you Y. So you can see for yourself, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's a lot nicer to reply to than agreeing to a long demo. They're just going to deliver stuff for you. So if you're wanting the best deliverability, it's important to make sure people like to reply to you. That's a good indicator that you're a sender that's getting engagement that should be delivered. So I recommend sweetening the deal for best deliverability. Jeremy, you're doing this.
Yeah, I'm kind of like funny because it's like, is it really for deliverability or is it for reply rate?
It is. All right. Why is it for deliverability? Why? Because the higher your reply rate means
okay,
the higher your
more
engagement,
more engagement,
the higher your engagement means easy. So it's like this.
Fine.
It's like this is
the
stretch. Unfair / sneaky. Not everyone knows this about cold email. It's like the campaigns that are winning keep doing better than those that are average, because the winners have less delivery problems.
It's and like paragliding. Volume. You have like a tendency to go down, right?
It's and so a lot of these advice on my list is really just how to get people to like your messages more. But hey, the spam filter's one. You hear us recommending things that are good for the recipient, which is the whole point of a spam filter. So congratulations, Google.
All right. So here's my next one. It's more direct for deliverability than Jack's last one. But I will say,
good.
If you don't want to have to deal with, custom domain tracking and stuff, it's like turn off all trackings. That's the first thing. Like turn off all trackings, don't add links. Do it. Actually, if you can do pure text only, obviously we added that into QuickMail, so you can also do pure text only. But if you can do pure text only, like non-HTML, that's even better. And I would say like that way you can't be tempted to add some links. It's just like all pure text, and it will go much easier than an HTML email.
Well said, Jeremy. Okay.
Well, obviously, that's a techie side of things.
No, that's good. And this is why it's a great conversation, because the copywriter is just going to tell you starving crowds. I mean, that's with the exception of the mail tester thing.
That's true.
Pretty much
a technical one.
Yeah, good for me. Yeah, look at that. And that was the last one I added, like as not an afterthought because it's important, but I think if you obsess about how to get more people to be happy with your message, you're going to win.
It's like the typical SEO recommendation, which is just write good content. It's like, what does that mean?
Kind of, yeah. It's almost like there's founders that have never even worried about this before, because they spend a lot of time sending a few messages to the right investors or the right big potential clients, that they just are ending up able to hit their goals without even Googling cold email deliverability. It's just people like it. It's not an issue. So there's a takeaway in between there. I'm not sure what it is. Send better messages.
Well, if you find it, exactly. Send us an email, podcast@quickmail.io, and we'll let you know if you win.
That's right.
All right. So that was it. Simple episode, simple tips.
That's it. Check out the course. Leave us do people still leave reviews on iTunes? I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore. We're not on iTunes most of the time. Oh, we are. Okay. Anyway.
All right. But you could also leave us a note. Tell us what to review on the podcast, or tear down your own messages. We do that. And we love hearing from you. podcast@quickmail.io. Jeremy, that's it for me.
Yeah, we have to go. It's a wrap. All right.
We have to go. It's a wrap. Thank you. See you, man.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.